Thank you. Hello. And welcome also from my side to SafeCon 2. Let's see. It's the second time we're doing SafeCon, and from 600 people last time, we're expecting up to 1,000 people coming in today. So very excited about this. Quick show of hands, who's here already for the second time? Great. So just in case you meet someone that you met last time around and you forgot their name, I got like the most common names that are in here today. Just pick one of them. Chances are high that's one of those. But yeah, let's, on a serious note, why safe? Like, why are we here? This goes very much back to ownership being a human right. Like, to quote from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone should have the right to own property alone or in association with others, and not to be deprived arbitrarily from that property. And it's important here, property doesn't mean like your flat or your house or something, but that means any type of assets. People should be able to own assets. And the problems really arise when people give up control over these assets. So when intermediaries are involved, when platforms are involved that are responsible for managing these assets in the name of the user, of the owner. Because that's when platforms create platform logins, that's when data is abused, privacy is infringed, and people can maybe not do what they want to do. This can be as simple as not being able to transfer assets to another party. It can be as challenging as getting your data, that is your personal information or your identity, off that platform and moving it to another platform. And this is why I think self-custody, or at large Ethereum and the crypto movement, is so essential. Because what we're essentially doing here is to build this unified ownership layer that sits in between the user's assets, data, identity, and the platforms, the banks, the applications that take use of them. And this is then where we as Safe have the ambition to make 1 billion people owners, digital owners, through this ownership layer. And this brings me to smart accounts, which is at the core of what Safe is doing, because we think that how self-custody works today, which is primarily founded on these EOAs, these private key accounts, is not what's bringing this 1 billion people to become digital owners. Like in order to bring the user experience, but also the security, the peace of mind for people to be able to take ownership, we need to migrate the system, migrate the Web3 ecosystem towards smart accounts. And there's going to be a bunch of different projects and teams up here on stage that are going to tell you how exactly they're going to do that. So I'm not going to go into details on the different use cases there for smart accounts. That's for others to tell. But just what Safe essentially is as an ecosystem, as an initiative, as a movement, is to solve one of the 3 key challenges that we as a Web3 ecosystem need to solve. This is from a post that Vitalik Buterin wrote last year, as these are the 3 key transitions that he sees Ethereum needs to go through, which is one, the scaling of Ethereum, obviously, with a L2-centric scaling roadmap, privacy, which is still something that's very much underserved, and there's not enough people working on this, to be honest. And the one that we are focusing on, the transition, is the transition to smart accounts. And how we approach this, what is really core of the Safe's value here. One is open source. Like, we have a strong commitment to building open source technology, and that's the reason why we were able to build up a huge ecosystem, because everyone sees this commitment and can build on what we are doing, can compose it with other technologies, can fork it, can do whatever they want, and build on smart accounts in their own way. And another one is security, which is also key if we want to make this transition happen. As we saw early on in the Ethereum history, already a bunch of projects building with smart accounts, specifically multi-signature wallets, and there was just one bigger hack that happened there with the parity multi-sig wallet, which kind of set back the transition probably multiple years because people didn't trust to put their assets in large amounts on smart contracts anymore. And yeah, that's something where we think we need to be very diligent in maintaining very high security standards at the very core of what Safe is building in order to make that transition happen and to not risk any further setbacks. And the third one, which is also very critical and is going to be even more critical in the future, is neutrality, where Safe is not associated with any chain, any centralized exchange, any application specifically, but we aim to be as neutral as feasibly possible, because this means that the technology that we're building is not serving any specific stakeholder, is not serving any specific user group, but is really out there for anyone to then extend and serve these user groups themselves. All right, where are we now? What is Safe today? Safe today is 8 million accounts, smart accounts that have been created so far, 40 million on-chain interactions or transactions. It's $100 billion worth of assets secured through the Safe Smart account, which, to put that into perspective, if you take away the Ethereum staking contract, this is the smart contract that secured the most amount of value on Ethereum today. It's bigger than all of the value that's locked in DeFi across Ethereum layer 1 and all of the L2s together. So that's a huge amount of value that have been onboarded to smart accounts today, which is bringing a lot of trust into the core system and is able to then scale it to even more people and user groups to the future. And here it's key that these numbers were not a single team that led to that. It's really an ecosystem that was built out over the last years with over 200 integrations that have been created so far. Some are light integrations, some are like full-blown solutions that are relying fully on the smart account being the core functionality of it. But yeah, many teams that you see also on this list will be here today, and you will hear what they've been up to over the last months. Now, how we approach this exactly is that we originally started with Safe Wallet as a single user interface to onboard people to the Safe Smart account, but then extended that offering with Safe Core, which is the developer stack, which is really the focus into the future, where we want to take the learnings, the adoption that Safe Wallet created in the past and enable it as solutions and as opportunities to the ecosystem through Safe Core. And that's also where we're going to have another change now in the next months, where Safe Wallet will also start creating certain fees, which will go to SafeDAO, which then will go back to the ecosystem as ecosystem support initiatives, which will even strengthen this movement of value from Safe Wallet and transition it to the ecosystem to strengthen the ecosystem into the future and yeah, make it more resilient. Now, looking forward, I think we are at the beginning of this S-curve of innovation, where through initiatives like ERC-4337, but also generally the smart account ecosystem growing, like there will be a huge amount of innovation in the next months and years ahead. Like probably in the next 12 months, there will be more innovation than in the last 5 years in terms of the smart account ecosystem. And Safe is there to navigate and to help the ecosystem go through these innovations and to support the wider ecosystem to adopt them and to leverage them fully. One key one, which I'm personally super excited about, is EIP 7702, which quite likely will be included in the next hard fork. It's not fully defined yet, but I'm quite positive, because what EIP 7702 will enable is that existing users with their existing wallets for the first time will be enabled to take advantage of smart accounts. Like that just unifies extremely the tech stack on Ethereum. It allows to create much more unified developer experiences throughout, and it is very much a stepping stone to full AA, which means every account eventually will be a smart account. And yeah, that's something that yeah, will be quite interesting to see how it impacts the industry. Then there's going to be a bunch of other announcements throughout the day. I'm not going to spoil any of those, so make sure to visit the different talks. I missed probably also a bunch of other ones, so go anyways, check all the talks. But yeah, there's one maybe that I just want to share generally is on Scroll, because I think they will focus more on the cross-chain part of it, but also want to mention here that Scroll will now be live on Safe Wallet. So that's another extension of the ecosystem there, which is very natively integrated within Safe now. But yeah, if you want to hear more also there on the actual innovative stuff Scroll is doing, go to their presentation later. Then one more thing on Safe Pass. This was an initiative that was announced about a month ago, and this is really like an ecosystem initiative to reward the most active users in the ecosystem. So what this means is that we are working both with projects that are building on Safe, but also applications that people using Safe are using in order to create this reward system that actually rewards people for what they're already doing. So it's very much meant to yeah, create a loyalty program around people that migrate to smart accounts. And yeah, here's a few participants there. Also, if anyone is interested in being part of this program, I've got Andre right here in the first line, who you should speak to because he's coordinating that. Yeah, and actually, from today on, you can check in Safe Wallet. You can go via this QR code that there are like first points distributed through this program, so you can see this in action. So everyone who was active over the last week already is participating in Safe Pass. Then last thing from my side, there was a special guest meant to be coming up right next, which was meant to be like a remote talk from Vitalik Buterin. Unfortunately, he had to cancel, but the good thing is that this is because he's actually right now in an airplane here to Berlin. So he was supposed to be somewhere else, but he's actually coming in today and will be here at SafeCon at 4 in the afternoon. So I hope that makes up for missing on that special guest. Yeah, all right. Then that's it from my side. I think I will hand it over to another special guest from DeFi Saver, but I let then Johnny introduce that. Again, thank you everyone for coming here. Hope to speak to you all also one-to-one later on. And yeah, have fun.